What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Indeficient here, and today I got a request on the channel for a Redstone Shop, which I just so happen to have spent a lot of time messing around with, as you can see here behind me. Came up with the first version over here. All of this sort of just sparked off of a video from Crafty Masterman. I'll post it in the description for anyone that's curious, but that's kind of what sent me down the rabbit hole of, can I make one of these on Bedrock Edition? Let's jump over and have a look at how they work. The first one, I won't really bother showing off. It's I'm not a fan of that design. I took this guy, tried to condense it as much as possible, ended up making it taller, so then I had to squeeze it back down into the same original 7. I managed to get it, I think, like 7 tall, 7 wide, 7 long, and 3 wide. And this, for those of you that aren't familiar with the term N-to-M, it's that you can charge any number of diamonds for any amount of items in return. So those are configured down here. So in this case, this is representing the diamonds. So we're charging 9 diamonds in exchange for 3 items in return. And in this case, I've just got wither skulls. So just as an example, you can charge 9 diamonds in exchange for 3 wither skulls. One of the cool parts about the system too is it won't let the customer pay too much. Obviously it'll take their diamond next time, but it won't take that extra diamond. It does lock the system. So they'll allow you to actually put in as many diamonds as you want for as many purchases as you want. You don't have to worry about your customers breaking your system. It will handle that just fine. One of the cool things you can do from here is turn it into a beacon shop. So in these 2 locations that are blocking in the minecart, I just have glass in the other designs, but you can replace that with some droppers. So a dropper on this side, for instance, is only going to get powered once for each time the farm runs. So if you wanted to sell a single beacon, that's an option. This one over here is actually going to fire twice every time the farm turns on, or every time the shop runs. So if you want to sell a double beacon, you can do it that way, or you can have them on both sides and you could sell a triple beacon. The amount of items is obviously going to be limited to 1 full hopper, so I guess it's not any amount, but any amount between 1 and 5 full stacks, and then you can charge anything between 1 diamond all the way up to 64, or sorry, not 64, 63. We do have to deal with the filter limitations here, so unfortunately 63 is the maximum you can charge. Alright, let's check this one out. So if I sort of move the last purchase where I had it set up for 3, just remove that for now so that we're just going to get a double beacon. If I pay 32 diamonds, we'll obviously have to go at hopper speed. It's not the fastest shop in the world, but the fact that it's automated like this, and it's just super cool. Couple little dingies to let the customer know that their purchase has been accepted. And you can see the first beacon's already made its way in, and the second one's just hanging out here at the moment. While that's running, I can pop around to the side and you can kind of see what's happening on this side of things. We've got hopper clocks, obviously, to control how long for the items and how long for the payment. Over on this side, it's all about locking. So it's basically cascading locking here, where it initially locks itself on this side, then this one turns on and will lock this guy, and then this guy turns on and will continue to lock this guy, ensuring that the shop stays locked and it doesn't accept more diamonds while it's in the midst of either dispensing the items or resetting itself afterwards. Alright, let's have a look at the space we're going to need. As mentioned, we're 3 wide, we are 8 long, and then we're 7 tall. And then this is going to be the height of your floors. And so we're basically, 3 below the floor and 3 above the floor. All the materials you're going to need for the farm are here in this chest. And I've got a dropper just down to the side in case you wanted to add on the beacon add-on I showed there. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so to start off, I'm just going to pop out this, get it out of the way, and we're going to build our way up here, torch underneath, So in our front corner, so this will be the middle front, we'll have hoppers and barrels. So barrel here, hopper. I'll just put in a temporary block for now, and hopper facing into the temporary block. On top of that, we'll have our input barrel, the solid block on top of that, and we'll have one light up there and one light down here. I'm going to switch over to using red concrete for the entire right side because it's all just for locking this input. You don't have to use red, of course, but all this will be hidden underneath the floor or in behind the wall. Okay, so that does it for the front, basically. Let's work our way backwards from here. All right, so let's start off with our first hopper clock here and the locking mechanism for the diamond input. So a piece of dust here, we'll break out a couple of blocks. Actually, you know what, let's leave that guy in there for just a sec. As a temporary, so we can get our block in place. Obsidian up on top of that one. And then we're gonna have dust, and one more piston right here. We'll grab torches, one here, and one over on the side. Finally, no, I already did that one. What am I talking about? So now we can work on our actual hopper clock. So that comparator, block. I'm actually gonna switch out this one here for red because this one is exclusively related to the locking mechanism. Again, not necessary, just something I'm going to do for the tutorial here. From there, we'll get in dust on this side. We do not put dust on this one. So we'll put in our piston here, and our redstone block. Loop around from all sides so you can see it. Alright, so next up, let's put in our comparator circuit here. For that, we'll just put in a couple of blocks down here. Comparator. Another block up here. Same on this side. Comparator here. We're going to get our lectern out, and we'll deal with the final stages here with the book and the power signals at the very end. Piece of dust over here at the side, and then we're going to have a torch right here. Okay, next up we'll grab our two observers. One is going to look this way, and the other one's going to look upwards, just like so. Do a block on that side, and then this one is going to be into the gold and no block. So it'll just be the noise it makes when the system activates. Again, not everything is necessary. You don't need to put that in if you don't want it. Where are we at here? Let's knock out some of the blocks we don't actually need, just because, like that, I guess. And then around the other side, we can get the final piece of the puzzle in place here. Our piston in here, and then obsidian, like so. We're going to do a torch here. So the reason we're using a piston here is we can actually interact with a torch sideways with a piston. You can't do that with any other block. So we're going to do that up here, and then a solid block on top of that. Okay, we'll do solid block here, and then a piece of glass over top of the torch, dust, and a 2-tick repeater. So that's going to initially lock when this fires. The circuit at the top will fire as well. Alright, so let's build our way up from here. So we'll come back by one, a piece of dust and a repeater. We're going to put in a block there, make this little T-shape you see here. On the back side, we'll grab out some glass and we'll build our way up and around. Oh, sorry, not like that. We'll go back by 2 and then up and around. Dust all along those and dust on these 2. Come around on this side, we'll put in 1 more piece of glass right in here and comparator right there. That's going to take care of whenever the hopper clock that we're about to build, whenever it's running, that'll lock the circuit over here. Next up, okay, so we'll put in first 2 pistons here, piece of obsidian. We'll grab our torches. We'll put in torches here and here, and then we'll start building our hopper clock. So put in Alright, and then we need is a piece of dust in here and torch. Alright, so from this point we're going to do the book here next, and I've just written out a book on 15 pages with the 15 different power levels. So what we're going to do is plop that down on here and put this on subtract mode. Forgot to do that earlier. So let's go to page number 3. So that's going to give us a signal strength of 3, and I'll explain more about that in just a bit. Next up, let's get our filter items in place just for now. Again, I'll explain more about this in just a bit, but we'll just put in some holder filter items for the time being. And then we'll come around to the top, and we will do hopper into the barrel, comparator into that, hopper into the comparator, and then we're going to put a temporary block, rail on top, our minecart, break these guys to drop it down, and now that'll pass the items down and through. Next we'll just pretend we're selling pistons here. In this case, we're just going to prime this with 1. And then I apparently don't have any chests anymore. Hold on. So, we're going to put in chests. You can build this up higher if you want to, so feel free to just continue building the stack up if you'd like to have more stock in the shop. For now, I'll just keep it simple with the 1. From there, you can add your stock, and that part is ready to go. Before I forget, I'm going to put in glass or something to hold this in place so that you don't end up accidentally knocking that guy out. And of course, if you wanted to put in droppers here, that's another way that you can fire in 2 extra items or 1 extra item. Great for a beacon shop. Alright, from here, let's talk a little bit about the filters. Alright, let's talk about the filter here and see if I can do this justice. First of all, we'll put this on subtract mode. I forgot to mention that earlier. It's just going to make everything easier for us to think about. And then from here, we've got 1 option that'll just work for everything. So I honestly just recommend doing it this way. So we've got 1 stackable item, which is your diamond or whatever you're charging. So emeralds or whatever you want to charge. And then you've got your filter items. So we're doing 64 and then 1 in the rest. And that is going to allow you to charge anywhere from 1 diamond. So if I put in 1 now, you'll see the light come on. And that'll allow you to charge all the way up to 63. If I put 2 in here, full stack goes in, and that'll allow us to charge up to the full 63 diamonds that the system can allow. So with that in mind, I recommend going this way, but if you just wanted to save on some filler items, I guess you can go less if you're charging 41 or less, or you can go less than that if you're going to do 18 or less. So the signal strength you see, or you pick here basically, so the amount of filler items you're going to use is going to be the amount of signal strength we're going to need into the side. So we're just going to assume you're going to do it this way, and we're going to set this book here to a power level of 3. and that's going to feed into the side of that on subtract mode. So now, as I've got it set up here, it'll be 63 diamonds in order to fulfill the payment. And then, of course, to adjust that, you would adjust the number of items in this hopper down here and the amount of items in this stack here. Alright guys, I think that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.